Hey guys, welcome back to our urban homestead. If you're new here, my name is Chelsea. If you're not new, welcome back. So spring is fast approaching, and you guys know, if you've been here, I have three main passions in life. I love being in the kitchen, I love canning, and I love growing food and being outside. So it's almost time for that. I cannot wait. You know, the winter months just really kill me here in Michigan because, there's really not much to do. So come along with me today. This is going to be a bit of a longer video. Um, like I said, spring is right around the corner, so my content will be changing back into that gardening mode and seed starting and all of the things, which I'm very much looking forward to. But in the meantime, I'm still in the kitchen. So come with me today. This is going to be some meals that we ate through the week. And I'm also going to be doing a day full of baking. So several different recipes. So I hope you enjoy. Tonight for dinner, one of our sides is going to be some mashed sweet potatoes. So I'm emptying 2 quarts, and these need to strain for quite a while. Our main dish tonight is my version of Monterey chicken. It's kind of like a smothered barbecued chicken. It's so delicious. So it's too cold to grill, so I've got my cast iron grill, and I'm just going to cook off these chicken thighs. They've been seasoned on one side. Now I'm going to hit them on the other side because you definitely want to season your food, right? I am using a Weaver's Country seasonings. I will link them in the description. Aunt Carmen sent them to us and they are absolutely wonderful. So just cook those until they're done. After the chicken is all cooked, I've got some butter. There's a lot of flavor in this pan, so don't sleep on all of that flavor. I had some leftover chopped onions in the fridge that I'm going to throw in, as well as some sliced mushrooms. I got these for free. My daughter brought them home from work. I was very excited. And you're just going to cook these until they're nice and sauteed and they absorb all of that wonderful flavor that was left from the chicken. I'm going to sprinkle some farm dust on these to give them some seasoning. Now that the mushrooms and onions have sopped up all that delicious flavor from the pan, I am going to just put the mushroom and onion on top of the cooked chicken. I usually put barbecue sauce down first, but I totally forgot. But it's okay. It'll all turn out delicious. So you just want to scoop the mushroom and onion on top of the chicken. Then I'm going to pour some of my apple barbecue sauce. I will leave that recipe in the description for you to check out if you have not watched that video already. So pour that barbecue all over. I have my sweet potatoes on low in the back, and also we decided to have corn tonight as well. Then I've got some Colby Jack cheese. You can use any kind of cheese that you want. And put that on top of the barbecue sauce. So this is my take on a dish from a restaurant that I used to manage. They no longer serve it. I don't know why. It was a really big seller. They called it Monterey chicken. Now that that's good and cheesy, I'm going to take some bacon. I like to keep cooked bacon in the freezer. And I'm just going to put some of that bacon on top of each chicken thigh. And then these are going to go in the oven just until the cheese is nice and melted and bubbly. And here is our plate for this night. Monterey chicken, mashed sweet potatoes, and corn. Yum. So it's later in the evening now, and April and our daughter requested some Hot Pocket. So I actually was inspired to do this type of Hot Pocket from my friend Jen over at Let's Summon Dinner. If you have not already, go ahead and check her out. She's a regular commenter, so look in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed, go on over and tell her I sent you. Hey, Jen. But this recipe, I am using some of my sourdough starter. And now, if you don't use sourdough, that's fine. You can just find your favorite pizza crust to make, and it will still turn out the same. But I'm trying to do all the things with sourdough because I have quite a large amount of it. And I'm trying to do some baking every day from it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this dough ready because this dough is going to sit in the fridge overnight. I will leave the link to this recipe in the description. I got this from a website. So I'm just spraying my bowl with some olive oil. And now I'm going to pop this dough into the bowl, and this needs to proof for about 1 hour. If you have never used sourdough, I highly recommend you starting one. There are lots of different techniques you can use. Sourdough is just so amazing, and it's more than just a loaf of sourdough bread. There's so many great things you can do with it. Now that it's proofed for 1 hour, I've got a floured silicone mat here, and I'm going to get this dough onto it. And just kind of push it out. You don't want to roll it with a rolling pin. It's, as you can see, very pliable, soft, and it makes a beautiful pizza dough. And I'm just kind of stretching it out and pushing it. And then I'm going to cut this into squares. And then the squares are going to get shaped into balls. So now they are all into balls. I've got some cling wrap here. I'm just going to spray cover them, and these are gonna sit in the fridge overnight. So it's the next morning, and we need to get these pizza dough balls. Oh my goodness, look at my sweatshirt. It's got flour and everything all over it already. We need to get these dough balls pushed out into like a little mini pizza circle. I will be doing a pepperoni pizza one and then a ham and provolone. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all of these flattened out. Now that the dough balls are flattened out, I found a little hockey puck of tomato paste in my freezer, so I'm going to make a quick little pizza sauce with that. Just add some Italian seasoning, some garlic powder, some salt and pepper, and some water. And you just want to, make it to whatever consistency of pizza sauce you like. Still a little too thick, so I'm just going to continue to add the water until it is how I like it. Then I'm just going to take a little spoonful. It's really important not to overfill these. They will just burst out everywhere. Trust me, I've done it several times. And then I'm just going to put some pepperoni and some mozzarella cheese on top. And then these need to be kind of like pinched up together to form a ball. And it's really important to make sure that you pinch the seams together really well. Otherwise, you will have a pizza explosion and all of your fillings will fall out. Again, ask me how I know. So I'm just making sure that it's nice and smooth and pinched together well. Just like that. And these need to set on a cookie sheet while I get the rest of these done. With the remaining 10, I'm going to do the ham and provolone cheese. You can honestly stuff these with whatever you want. I've done the breakfast kind with these before with like some scrambled egg, ground sausage, and cheese. Oh my goodness, they are amazing. Once you have all of them done, they need to proof for about 1 hour in a nice warm area. All right, so these have proofed for 1 hour. I've got some melted butter here. And to that, I'm gonna add some garlic powder, and some dried parsley. This is totally optional, but I think it gives it a nice little flavor and, you know, makes the presentation of it just a little bit better. My oven is preheating to 365 degrees. And just brush them with this butter. And then these are gonna bake for 15 to 18 minutes, depending on your oven. And after I get these in, I'll go show you guys what seeds I have started already. And I have a totally new setup this year for my seed starting. It's gonna make my life a lot easier, and I'll explain that in just a moment. All right, guys, let's get these in the oven and let's go look at some seed starts. So if you were here last garden season, you know that I typically take my empty canning racks and bring them into this is my office, and set them up with my lights and everything. But it's just kind of a pain to do that. You know, they're big, heavy metal shelves, and this is gonna be great. Not only do I have more space for more plants, but then when it's time to harden them off, I can bring this outside. It does have a cover. I don't have the plastic cover on. There's no need for it to be on right now. But I can take this outside, put the cover on, and you know, harden the plants off that way. It is just gonna make my life so much easier. But let's take a look at what seeds I have started already. I'm waiting impatiently to start my tomatoes. So here are some peppers and some eggplant. The eggplants are a little leggy because I did not notice them when they popped. But I've been putting a fan on them. They're still doing great. It's okay. And you'll see why when it's time to up-pot these babies. But they're all doing good. This year I actually got some loofah gourds to start. I've been trying for the past 3 years and none of them have ever started. So I've got some small loofah and some large loofah. Celery, these are really, really old seed. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to buy some celery starts this year. And these are my onions. I have 2 varieties. Texas Grano. I got those from my sister Missy when we visited her homestead back in October. And some of the onions from seeds that I saved last year. Also had some russet potatoes that started growing. These were bought russet potatoes, but these were bought from a local Mennonite store. And I mean, they are, you know, they're chitting hard. They're doing their thing. So I am excited to see if these work. My other seed potatoes are not at Tractor Supply yet. So hopefully within like the next week, they'll be there. I'm so ready. So ready to be outside, gardening, doing all the things from sun up until sundown. I love being outside. All right, so here they are out of the oven. Let's give them a taste. I'm gonna taste the pizza one. I already know what they taste like, but I know you guys like to see me taste the food. They are so, so good. Absolutely amazing. Tonight for dinner, we're having my $1 million pasta bake. So I took 2 pints of canned ground beef, added a little bacon grease, and got that sauteed until it was nice and hot. As you can see, it holds its shape beautifully. I will link the video below in case you're interested. And I'm going to add a quart of my Italian stewed tomatoes. And again, I am out of my pasta sauce that I can, so I am improvising by using the stewed tomatoes, some tomato paste. I'm gonna add about half of this half pint jar. And a small can of this tomato sauce. Then I'm just gonna stir this all together. If I feel the need to add some water, I will, but it's looking like it is nice and thick, so I don't feel the need to do that. Now I'm gonna season it. I'm gonna throw in some Italian seasoning, some garlic powder, and some onion powder, and salt and pepper. And then this needs to simmer. So I'm gonna move it over to the other burner. That is very hot. I should have used pot holders. Now the pasta is cooked. I'm using rotini pasta. Feel free to use whatever pasta you want. I'm just gonna add a couple ladles of this sauce to it, just so, you know, it loosens up the noodles a little bit. And this is called $1 million pasta or $1 million spaghetti, not because it costs $1 million, but it tastes like $1 million. It's delicious. Next, I'm going to add some cottage cheese. I don't have measurements. I'm sorry. I measure with my heart. So I'm going to add some cottage cheese. Give that a little mix. Then I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese. Add whatever kind of cheese you want. And as much as you want. Mix that together, and then I'm going to add some Italian seasoning and some salt and pepper. Now it's time to get this into a baking dish. I am doing some for now and then some for a freezer meal. So some's going in the pan for tonight, and the rest of that is going to get put into a smaller container for a freezer meal. You never know when a family member or someone you know just doesn't, or even heck, even yourself, you don't feel like cooking. This makes a perfect freezer meal. And then I'm going to top it with some sauce. And then I'm going to add some Colby Jack cheese to the top of it. Again, use whatever kind of cheese you want. This is just how I do it. And then this is going to go into the oven, I don't know, for maybe 30, 40 minutes until the cheese is melted and everything is nice and bubbly. All right, so it's out of the oven. It's rested for about 10 minutes. And now I'm going to dish up April's plate. You guys, this recipe is so killer. I truly hope you try it. Here's the one that will be going in the freezer. So thanks for joining me for another video of pantry meals. I decided to not do the day of baking. It's going to be in a separate video because it would just be entirely too long of a video. I don't like watching 40-minute videos, so I don't know if you do, but yeah, baking video, separate video. So join me for that. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to continue these weekly pantry meals. I'll probably do one a week if that's something you're interested in. We are getting into gardening season and my content will be changing, like I said earlier, which I'm very excited for. But I still do cook everything from scratch. So if you're still interested in seeing what we eat from our pantry, drop me a comment. As always, thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And until next time, abundance and blessing, friends. Bye-bye.